In the previous chapter, we have learned how to manipulate lists. Things like inserting elements into the list, or changing elements into your list, or removing elements into your list, or clearing the list altogether. These are the things that we have covered in manipulating lists. We are going to put all of this into a challenge and try to improve upon the average grade program. So what did the version 2 of the average grades program do? It just used a list and let the user enter the grades, and finally compute the average grade by going over the list. We're going to make the version 3 a bit more interactive. What do I mean by that? Let's go here. All right, program average grade. What we want to do is something like this. Show the user a couple of choices. Like, what do you want to do? It's a program that runs in an infinite loop. Like, what do you want to do first? Enter the grades? Okay, start entering the grades. So that's one option. So this is one option. The second option is maybe you want to delete some grades. Maybe the 3rd grade and the 5th grade, 7th grade, 12th grade, 50th grade. I'm talking about the index. So all the grades that the user entered will be stored in a list. So when you enter the grades, we're going to store them in a list. So this option is to create the grades in a list. And when the user selects a delete option, we provide a choice to the user and say, which grade do you want to delete? Imagine indexes starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. Say I want to delete the 4th grade. Okay, we can delete it. And update grades. If the user selects this option, say for example, in index 3, there is a grade of 4.0. The user wants to update it to 3.0. That's update grades. Next we have clear grades. Say the user doesn't want to enter any more grades. He wants to clear and start all over again. Well, when the user selects the clear grades option, the entire list will be deleted. And finally, the option is to calculate the average grade. When the user selects that, it gives the average of all the grades that have been entered. See, we are covering so many things here, like updating, deleting, clearing the entire list, inserting, maybe not inserting, but most of the options that we have discussed in the previous chapter. So the functions that we are going to practice on is when the user enters grade, we are going to talk about the append function of lists. To delete grades, you can use the pop function. To update grades, we use the indexing function of lists. To clear grades, we are going to use the clear function of lists. All right, so how are we going to do this? Well, the program is a bit big. It's like 100 lines roughly. What we are going to do is set up the options first, right? Once we do that, then we're going to implement each of these options, like enter grades. That's the first one that we'll implement. And then we'll probably do a delete grade, right? And slowly, incrementally make this program into its entire functionality. All right. So first we got to let the user enter or pick these choices. So how do we do that? Well, first there's going to be grades list. Grades, an empty list. Okay. Then that's it. Okay. While true, meaning the program is going to run in an infinite loop. And then what do you do? Well, we print the options. What options do we have? Say print, enter your choice, right? What are the choices? enter grades, and then we're going to say 1. Choice 1 is enter in the grades. Okay, just to make things simple. Enter grades, choice 1. Print, and then without making this more complicated, let's just exit. Exit program. Let's call it, let's say 6. Because we're going to put more options in between 1 and 6. So 6 is exit, 1 is enter the grades. Okay, so we're going to take the input. What is the user's choice? Choice equals input of a prompt. Let's take what the user enters, and if choice equals 6, break out of the program. That's what we're going to program first. How to break out of this loop? Will this work? Well, the choice is going to be a string and we are comparing it against a number. That will not work, right? So what we are going to do is convert the string to a number. All right. So if you enter anything else, nothing happens. But if you enter 6, then the program exits, right? So let's play that. So enter grades 1, enter program, exit program 6. Okay, this is working fine. What if you enter some junk? Let's say some string, something like this. Oops, it says invalid literal. Okay, so we want to restrict the user to choices between 1 and 6. That means we are only interested in the first character of this string, right? We are not interested in the entire string. We are only interested in the first character, right? We should make sure it's numeric, right? Because if the user enters an alphabet, we cannot convert it to an integer, right? So there are two things that we need to make here. We have to ensure that we are only looking at the first character of the string, right? And the second thing is we have to ensure that it's a number between 1 and 6. If it is anything else, say 7 or a character say A, just ignore it, tell them that it's not a valid choice, and then keep continuing, right? Now, how do you get the first character of a string? Well, a string is almost like an iterable, right? So what happens when you say choice of 0? Okay, execute. Okay, some string. Do you see that? Choice of 0 is A, the first character of the string that we entered. So this will give the first character of the string that we entered, and anything else we're going to ignore. So that's one option. Another option is if the length of the string is greater than 1, then it's an invalid option. So let's try that option. If len of choice is not equal to 1, meaning it has only got to be equal to 1, nothing else, is not equal to 1, it could be 0, it could be anything else, then print enter a valid choice and then continue. So what we have to do here is continue. Nothing else matters. Just keep going to this print block, right? So we say continue. Okay, now let's try and execute this part. Execute. If the user enters 1, that's okay. You still go through the main loop. If the user enters something like this, we say enter a valid choice, and then we keep continuing in this while loop, right? And the user enters 6, program is supposed to break, which it did, right? So the program, because you don't see a star here, that means the loop has exited. Okay, what happens if you enter a character, a single character? That's a wrong choice too, right? So let's try this with a single character. What if the user enters A? Oops, we have got the same problem. Invalid literal. right? Meaning a cannot be converted to an integer. So this program, this line is breaking, right? It's throwing an error. What does that mean? That means not only do we have to check for the length, we have also got to check if it is a numeric or not. Okay, the way to do that is by using a function of string called isNumeric. Okay, so if choice is not equal to 1, or rather let's say is equal to 1, right? So this is what we want, is equal to 1 and choice dot is numeric. So both these conditions have to be fulfilled in order for this program to proceed further. If not, we cannot proceed further, right? So what happens when you say choice dot is numeric? Actually, let's do something like this. Choice is a string like so. Okay. Now what is choice dot is numeric? False. Right? It's not a numeric string, right? What if it is something like this? Is numeric? True. So numeric is numeric function of a string verifies if the characters in a string are numeric or not. This is the condition for us to proceed forward with the rest of the program. If not, keep going to the while loop and print the options. If we write the program this way, the rest of the program has got to be written within this if loop. We don't want that. Rather, we would want something like this. Let's try that. A. What happens? Oops. Invalid. 7. 7 is a valid choice maybe. We have not wired it yet, but 7 is okay. But we are still saying enter a valid choice, which is good. And what if we enter a string? Oops, enter a valid choice. That's correct. So far what we have done is validated the input, nothing else. And then finally, when the user enters 6, we exit the program, right? See, the star is gone. That means we have exited the program. Good. Now let's program this option, enter grades 1. Okay. All right. If int of choice equals to 1, what do? Well, we have got to let the user enter as many grades as he likes. Okay. So we say print enter grades, and then we have got to have some kind of an exit criteria, right? So E to exit, E or exit or whatever string that you want the user to enter so that the user can exit that particular loop, the loop of entering the grades. So at the end of the day, what we are doing here is to fill up the grades, the empty list that we have created here. Okay, now that we have given a prompt, let's go through a for loop. Okay, or you could do a while true. While true, take an input. So grade equals this, and then we can put all kinds of validations that we want. It's up to us. We can make it robust, or in this case, we are not going to focus on making it robust. Rather, we're going to focus on making the program complete. So you can put some validation here, and then finally, what we're going to do is say if grade equals E, that means nothing. If the user wants to exit, then break the program. Else, take this grade and put it into our grades, right? So what do you do for that? You use the append function, grades.append grade. And before doing that, we got to convert the grade to a float, right? Grade equals, because it's a string. Okay, let's try this. Execute, and then what are the choices? 1, I want to enter grades. enter the grades. So let's say 4.0. Oops. Name grades is not defined. Why did that happen? Okay, looks like this is not executed. Okay. Enter grades. 4.0, 3.1, 2.5, 4.1, and then you can keep entering as many grades as you want. And when you're finally done, type E, and that should exit. Okay. Now, how do you know if you have entered the grades and the grades have been registered in this list? Well, we should have some other option to list the grades, right? So we will create one more option here to list the grades.